Today we're going to be sharing my experience using the Lefeet P1 over the past 30 days. It's going to be part one of this video. In this video, I want to cover why I purchased the Lefeet P1, whether it accomplished the goals that I set out for using it, and also who I think this DPV is for. There's four main reasons why I decided to make this purchase. The first is that in South Florida, there's a lot of shore diving opportunities, but many of them are pretty far off the shore. And I wasn't necessarily looking to push my athletic capability of how far offshore I was going, but I did want to have some sort of insurance policy or extra comfort when doing these shore dives. The second reason I purchased it is to have a stable place to mount a camera while I'm documenting different dive sites around the world. The Lefeet P1 has a rail system that you can see. This is where a GoPro or other action camera would latch onto. And this is, at least I thought it would be, much more stable compared to a head mount setup where my head is constantly shifting positions throughout the dive. The third reason I purchased this scooter is that I wanted to help with my air consumption on my dives so that I could stay underwater longer. And lastly, I wanted something that I could travel with and fit inside of my carry-on suitcase or travel backpack. And now let's go over whether it accomplished any or all of these goals. The first goal of assisting me on shore dives, I would say it's definitely a useful tool. Like I said, I'm not using this to do dives that I wouldn't normally be able to do, because if this failed for whatever reason, then you're trapped. So you definitely don't want to use it in those circumstances. However, the way I've been using it is on the shore dives, doing a surface swim. So I'm saving all of my air. And then when I'm returning, I have full battery. And that way I'm able to maximize the use of the scooter and the remaining air that I have left at the end of the dive. So it's definitely worked great for that. This is not going to be very effective on the surface. It's definitely much better for when you're underwater. Reason number two, I bought it as a stable recording or filming mount. I would say it definitely accomplished that. However, there are many times while you'll be diving with this scooter where maybe you drop it, you set it down, or maybe you disengage the thruster and it shifts down, which can ruin the shot. This is why I use a head mount camera in addition to a GoPro that's mounted on the Lefeet P1. I'll put on screen some footage of these different types of shots. But I found a combination of cameras in each place has worked the best, because there are some times where you're not going to get the right angle if this is not engaged out in front of you. The third reason why I purchased the Lefeet P1 is to help on air consumption. I recently did a dive down to 120 feet, the Tarpon Wreck here in Miami, Florida, and I actually dive with steel 80s, where most of my dive buddies are diving with 100s. And on this particular dive, this is not usually the case, I was doing laps around the Tarpon Wreck. I'll put some footage on screen. And when it came time to end the dive, because it was a charter dive and we had a set amount of time, I had way more air than my dive buddies who were using larger tanks. And that's simply because you're not going to spend as much energy kicking and moving around when you have a scooter propelling you. And then the last reason, how good is this for travel? I'll put on screen of how I put this inside of my backpack when I'm traveling. It comes apart into pieces, which makes it much easier to fit inside a backpack or suitcase. So I'd say it definitely accomplished all of these goals. That's all we have for today on the Lefeet P1. Keep in mind, this is a part one video, my first 30 days using it. If you have any questions about it, whether you're considering getting it, drop a comment. I'll answer every single one. And if you'd like to purchase this unit, I'll have a link in the description of this YouTube video. We'll see if we can get a promo code for you guys to use and help save some money on the Lefeet P1. And I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' feedback on how you like it.